Welcome to the Father-Son Bake-Off 2025, where these two contestants will battle it out to see whose bake is the best. But the catch is, they're both baking the same thing.
Hello, I'm Vaughan Morris and I've entered the Father-Son baking competition. I will be making a chocolate cake which will have chocolate buttercream in the centre and on the top.
My name's Sean and I'm taking part in this year's Father-Son Bake-Off and I'm going to be making a special chocolate cake.
Let's explain the rules. Number 1, each contestant will be making a chocolate cake with a topping or filling or both. Number 2, each contestant will present the judge with their final bake. Number 3, the judge will grade their meal on 2 categories, presentation and taste. Number 4, the judge will select the winner based on who's got the highest overall score. Right, let's get into the competition! Both competitors have got very different backgrounds with making food. Sean has been cooking most of his life from little bakes at home as a child to full cooked meals to his family. Vaughan has never really been a baker, but cooked a few meals in the past that have gone down well.
Something that I prepared prior to the filming was cutting both butters into cubes just so they're at room temperature, which I'm told will help with both the sponge and the buttercream. I also buttered, as you can probably see, and put parchment in the cake tins so that the mix can go straight into those. So there you go. I've also put the oven on, which I've heated hopefully between 170 and 190 degrees. So we're ready to get mixing. Right, let's go.
Okay, let's get the oven on to 190 degrees. That can be heating up.
Sean greases his tins with butter and lines them with greaseproof paper.
Beat together the sugar, butter, eggs, flour, blimey, everything.
Right, let's go. First of all, I need 200 grams of golden caster sugar. Hopefully, I've got 200 grams. Oh, perfect. 200 grams of caster sugar into the bowl. Next, I need my 200 grams of unsalted butter, which is this malarkey here. Right, well the recipe says 4 large eggs, but I've only got medium eggs, so I'm putting 5.
Vaughan cracks up his 5 eggs, then he stirs the mixture together until nicely combined. He adds flour.
Tip that on there.
Plain flour, to be precise.
Oh. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder.
Vaughan is now in full swing getting the sponge mixture ready, while Sean gets started by weighing up the caster sugar and flour.
Now I need some cocoa powder. This is going to make it chocolatey. Teaspoon of baking powder. Vanilla essence. Some of that in. 200 grams of butter.
Both contestants have had a strong start to making the chocolate cake, but it's all down to who can perfect the 2 main categories.
Oh no, it's not a tablespoon. Whoa, stop. Teaspoon. Nearly. Right, now I need to get a drop of milk. And we need 2 tablespoons of milk. Just going to see how thick that is now.
I thought you were going to have a spoonful of it.
Wait a minute. I think this cake is, I think it says in the recipe, for 12 to 15 people.
Yep, that's right. Vaughan is going to create a base of a cake filled and topped with dark chocolate buttercream. He will also top it with even more luxury, but we can't reveal that yet. Sean, on the other hand, will create a similar cake with the buttercream in the centre and on the top, but with everything being slightly lighter.
Four eggs in this bad boy. Four. Yummy. Now I'm going to plug in the mixer and whisk it all together, and it will magically become a nice sponge mix. First, just got to wash my hands.
Well, I'm just thinking about this butter for the buttercream. There's a little trick that I read up on how to do the butter, and I probably should have done it with this one. If I get a bowl, you'll think this is amazing. I need some tepid water. I'll put a little bit of water in there. And a bit of cold water, so it'll be tepid. Let's put a bit more hot water in. This is either going to make or break my buttercream. Let's put the butter in the water. Let's leave it for a few minutes and that should soften it up.
The softening butter technique that Vaughan is using comes from the one and only Mary Berry. But will this technique work? Well, in 10 minutes we will see. In that time, he puts the cake mixture into the grease tins.
Ta-da! Right, so we've now got to put these in the oven for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. There we go. I'm now going to remove the water from the butter. So that should be, as Mary Berry says, you pick it up and it's squidgy. Well, that's more than squidgy, wow.
Mary Berry's butter softening technique worked like a charm. Now Vaughan moves on to the buttercream as Sean continues to mix his cake mixture.
I'm just going to add a bit of milk in there because it seems quite thick.
After countless attempts of Sean trying to loosen up the mixture, he finally finishes and gets ready to put it into his tins.
I'm going to do a scoop in each one so it's nice and even. Okay, I've divided out the mixture, so that's going to have to go into the oven for 20 minutes. Set the timer for, I'm going to go 18 minutes. Well, that's gone pretty well, I think. I don't think I could have done anything better. So the mixture is good, smooth, thick, tasted good. So I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to make some, while that's cooking, I'm going to make some buttercream to go in the middle and on the top.
Now both competitors are on to making their buttercreams, which will be crucial in their chocolate cakes.
Spot on, look at that. My maths is pretty good, isn't it?
For Vaughan's buttercream, he puts snapped hot chocolate into a bowl.
Right, they're the pieces of chocolate. Follow me. Because we need boiling water, kettle, hear it boil.
He adds boiling water to melt the chocolate, and I think this technique worked as well.
A bigger bowl. That can go, I think that's softened, maybe. 400 grams of icing sugar.
Both the contestants' buttercream are quite similar recipes with similar ingredients, but will they both turn out the same? Let's see what Sean is doing for his.
Sugar, 50 grams of cocoa, well, I need 25. It's going to be quite hard to measure out on this scale. 100 grams of butter. So that's all the butter, that's going in there.
Mash together softened butter and 400 grams with a fork. That's like magic, isn't it? 5 tablespoons. I'm sure it says 5 tablespoons. It does, doesn't it? 5 tablespoons. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it might be a bit chocolatey, this.
Yeah.
Oh, pinch of salt. Salt Bay. And 2 tablespoons of milk.
Halfway through the buttercream preparation, Vaughan needs to check on his cakes.
Yeah, needs more time.
Although they don't seem to be ready yet, so he keeps them in the oven for a little longer as he continues with the icing.
Okay, well I think I've made a bit of a mistake here because I've put all the butter in and really it says that I should be beating the butter first, so I'm going to take the butter out and put it in its own bowl. I can't be bothered with boiling water, I'm just going to put some milk in it. Let's give this a go.
Sean whisks up his buttercream as Vaughan is adding his melted chocolate to his.
Chocolate heaven.
Vaughan puts a little vanilla extra in and completes his frosting. Both contestants have finished their buttercreams in style, and now it is time for both of them to get their cakes out of the oven and frost them up.
And now is the time to put the buttercream on the cake. Now the cake has cooled nicely.
Right, so the sponges are nice and cool now. What I'm going to do, this is the top, but it's got this bulge, so I'm just going to try and flatten it out so I can decorate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of buttercream in the middle first. So I think that's probably quite good for the middle. This is the bit that everyone's going to see. This is the bit that the judge is going to be looking at.
Voila! Well, this is my effort. I'm not really sure what to say actually about it. I think the bake went quite well. The only thing I wasn't overly happy about was the butter in the sponge mix, but I think it's come out okay. Yeah.
Before Sean completes his cake, he decides to go the extra mile.
So now I've got to decide how I'm going to decorate it.
He adds flake shavings to the top of his cake and M&Ms.
Well, I must say I'm very pleased with how this has turned out, and I think it's going to be delicious, so wish me luck.
Well, now both the cakes have been completed and are looking fabulous, but now is the time for the tense bit, where these get judged. Let's introduce the judge. Hello, my name is Jacob Ramsey, and I'm going to be judging a son versus dad bake-off. Firstly, he tries Sean's cake. It looks delicious, colourful, and extremely tasty. Very nice. It's a bit dry. I could do with some custard or some ice cream with it. But other than that, very good taste and very good toppings. Next, he moves on to Vaughan's second cake. It looks chunky. It's nice, very nice. It's fantastic. And I think the amount of topping in the middle equivalents the dryness of the sponge, which fills the void of custard and ice cream. The judge has now given the two cakes a score. Now the only thing for the judge to do now is bring the boys together and announce who has won. Thank you both for taking part. It's a very close competition. After adding up the scores for taste and presentation, the winner is... Sean.
Never.
Not me.
Me?
Yeah.
Hey! Thank you very much.
Well, the rather handsome judge has declared Vaughan as the winner. This cake was a decadent rich sponge with a lovely buttercream icing.
Voila.
Thank you everyone for watching this father-son bake-off. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, being your narrator and judge. Thanks for watching and magical wishes to everyone.
Well, I'm overjoyed, but not surprised really. That's all I can say. Well, for a first ever attempt on a cake, I think it's quite remarkable really.
Was it the first time you'd ever done a cake?
Yeah. Well, the prize is just amazing. If I had to pick anything, that'd be these. But unfortunately, they're not a sharing bag. So I shall be taking these home with me.